Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Sparkle with Tyler. It has been a while, so I think the last time I did a whip and chat, when this goes up, I think by technicality it'll have been 8 days ago. But I think where I left off chatting with you guys, I had posted and said, bye, gotta go, have a great holiday. I have to go pick someone up at the airport. So, kind of a wacky thing to end on, but I hope you had a safe and gentle holiday and lots to catch up on, right? So, yeah, kind of picking up from there, it was kind of a wild, wacky, fun adventure. I didn't necessarily get to post, or record because we had company, and this room is where I record. It's also where I work. And it just also, when you have company over, like, you just kind of get a little bit out of schedule, I guess. Like, so even though I kind of wanted to record, it just wouldn't have happened, I don't think. So it was fun. It was good, but it was one of those wacky weeks where things just, even if I had planned to record, I don't know that it would have happened. So I'm glad that I did hop on right before I ran to the airport, because the whole rest of the week I ran around like a chicken with my head cut off. But before I forget to go any farther, and also because I just realized that I haven't locked my camera aspect, my wax is Randall's Crafty Corner, spiced caramel pear, wonderful, yummy, yummy. My putty is Vanilla Bean Noel from Creations Marin. Love her putty, use it constantly. This has been in my stash for like a year and it still smells brand new. It still acts brand new. Phenomenal stuff. I have both my Firefly trays from Season of Spangler, my Inferno Nanos. I'm not going to pull the other one out because it has drills in it. Otherwise, they're going to go flying all over the campus. But that's all like the small shop stuff that I have out right now that we're going to be working with today. But I, just want to let you know what we've got going on. I'll also note it down in the description below. But yeah, so anyone who's kind of hung out with me before knows that I take notes, because even though my whip and chats are really whip and rambles, they, there's kind of a lot that's been going on, I guess. The ADHD brain wanders, but I still like to have notes and kind of know what I want to talk about going into it. Kind of starting since last Tuesday, since that's where my last whip and chat left off. Ran out the door to go to the airport, picked up my bestie, and basically the rest of the week was just like Thanksgiving holiday stuff. American Thanksgiving, and obviously, like, we'll get into Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and all of that. But we just kind of, when she comes into town, it's kind of just like we do some chores usually because she's like the best chores buddy. Everyone needs a friend like that. You really do. That's just like, okay, we're going to go do miscellaneous chores and it's going to be great. And we like cleaned out the fridge and we just hung out, and it was fantastic. She's a phenomenal person in that she really doesn't need to be entertained. She's good at entertaining herself, and she's also just a wonderful human being. So she was here, I picked her up Tuesday, and she had a long flight, but she was down to do stuff. And yeah, she was here. She helped me cook on Wednesday and prep for Thanksgiving. Thursday, she helped me cook. She helped me again with chores. Like, we just kind of did stuff. And, it took all this, I took the week off from work, right? And then I still don't feel like I took a week off from work. I feel like I just went go, 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 go. And I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that it was Thanksgiving week and there was a lot of cooking and a lot of prep and hosting and cleaning and, just not a lot of downtime and coming off of being sick, right? So I'm finally better. I think you can tell by the, my voice. I don't sound like I'm half dead, but I am feeling a lot better and I've got my energy back. So, but I think that contributes to it, right? Like when you're just coming back from feeling icky, you're not 100%. So, yeah, we're going to make every Thanksgiving, like I kind of love the way that our family does Thanksgiving. It's like if you have a specific dish that you want, you're in charge of making it. So like that way no one can mess up what you want, and also it makes it a lot easier, like you divide and conquer, right? So every year for the last few years, we've done the cornbread, we've done the crescent rolls, we've done the green beans, which I messed up this year. We've done the grilled Brussels sprouts, and historically I've liked to do bacon wrapped dates. So we got everything done. Thursday morning I went to go make the bacon wrapped dates. I got everything, right? I go into the pantry to go grab the dates to prep all this stuff. There's no dates. So, in order to make these wonderful bacon wrapped dates, you need dates, bacon, and honey goat cheese. I had the honey goat cheese. I had the bacon, and I'd even bought turkey bacon because Bestie doesn't eat like pork, right? So I was totally prepared. I didn't buy dates. I assumed that we had some in the pantry because like we always have some in the pantry for some reason. But I guess we finally either ate them or got rid of them. So that was, I guess, my sign from the universe to say slow down, because they're kind of labor intensive to make. But yeah, no dates. Those didn't happen. Yeah, so that was kind of the beginning of Thanksgiving itself on Thursday. And then we went over to where we actually eat Thanksgiving, and I'm learning how to make a turkey. So that's kind of nerve-wracking. I don't know why it had me so panicky. I think because, like, I don't know, with great bird comes great responsibility. But I just feel like that's kind of like the crowning piece of Thanksgiving, right? Like, and if you mess that up, like, that's a big one. So next year, I think we're going to take over most, if not all of like the big stuff. And the turkey's one of them. And I'm just kind of like really freaked out by that. And it's okay, right? We have all of this year to like practice or worry about it or not worry about it. But that's kind of a big one. And like my in-laws are coaching me on it. They coached me this year, but like, I don't know, it's just really scary. I'm not a bad cook. I know how to cook, but I've never like processed a turkey before. I understand like how to defrost one, but there's a lot more than just, okay, stuff turkey with goodies and cook it. You have to like defrost it. You have to make sure what are they called? Giblets. You have to make sure all that's gone. Like, there's a lot to this, right? Those of you who know how to make a turkey, you know what I'm talking about. You're probably laughing right now. Like, it's for those of us who have not made one yet on our own, it's really intimidating. So, as someone who is still learning this process, like, and is probably going to be taking it over one day, bring us into the kitchen to start learning this early, because it's intimidating. But yeah, so, but Thanksgiving was fine. And, we're on Pacific time, so that means that DAC Black Friday drops actually started on Thanksgiving at 9 p.m. So, we finished dinner, we We actually ate really late this year. Normally we eat like late afternoon, and we ended up eating at like 5:30. And so we got all that done. We're like in rest and digest mode. And I'm like, okay, the alarm's going off. It's 8:45 p.m. I gotta be prepped to do all my Black Friday stuff. And so that's something I'm well versed in. If you want the complete opposite of like not well versed versus well versed, I'm your girl for like drops when it comes to concerts, when it comes to buying limited diamond art stuff. I'm your gal. But not when it comes to turkeys. Those scare me. So yeah, Black Friday, I ended up like, I was like, I'm gonna divide and conquer. I'm gonna use that's kind of the theme. I guess Thanksgiving, the theme was divide and conquer. I broke my stuff up into 2 transactions, and I think I used like $440 in points. And basically I like paid for half of it in points, and then the other half I just, used the Black Friday coupon. What was it, like 30% off? It was dangerously good. And I ended up getting, I have my list, Sea Star Mermaid, the Witch's Desk, which is like the lo-fi girl that's not on fire, the Duck Bath, which I remember that one in voting, and I was like, if this ever comes out, I'm buying it in a heartbeat. I got all 4 of the Randal Spanglers because I have all of them, and I'm a completionist. So that's Midnight Munchies, I'm Not Fat, I'm Fluffy, Fairy Flowers, and Cuddle Time. And then I got the Beta Fish Mermaid, which wasn't a Black Friday drop, but I had been waiting / hoping that it was still available because it had come out, I think, the week before, and it was, so I went ahead and got it. And then on my other transaction, I don't remember which one was what I used points for versus what I didn't. But on my other transaction, I did Saki Dragon, Down the Rabbit Hole, which is a Margaret Morales, Freedom, Fairy Celebration, Noodles Dragon. Wait, it's a long name. It's not Noodles Dragon. It's the Noodle Dragon's Bowl, which is all those little dragons with the food. I really want to get the Mexican food one too, because we're in the American Southwest. And then I got Pumpkin Picking because I really liked the colorway and thought it would be really good for drills and chills. And the one that really got me, that just like, oh, they got me so bad, was Porcelain Dress. I was like, if I only bought one thing on Black Friday, it's Porcelain Dress, which is a Yume art. But I got Porcelain Dress, I got Bath Time, which I believe is also a Yume, and then I got Succulents because I saw it and immediately thought my mom would love it. So yeah, Black Friday, it got me, but that's why I save up my points all year round. It was fun. I think I was done in less than 5 minutes. And I'm really excited for that stuff to come in. There will definitely be a video or videos of that stuff once it comes in, because it's just fun to share, right? Like, I don't necessarily have friends like locally who diamond paint or diamond paint as often / much as I do, so sharing it with other people who enjoy it like me is really fun. Plus then we can all laugh together when I can't drag the box into the house, because that's what happened last year, is I actually needed help getting the boxes into the house. They were too heavy. So I felt really bad for the FedEx guy too, because I remember specifically FedEx brought it. And there were four boxes last year. So I don't know how many boxes is going to come in this year. We'll find out. So yeah, that was Friday. Or Thursday. That was Thursday for Black Friday. And it was, I have to say, it's kind of nice that Black Friday for me is like 9 p.m. because that night, like, I was still like super full. right? And so I got to go to bed and just be like, okay, good night, have fun. Um, and then the next day we just kind of hung out. I did some essentials Black Friday shopping. I use Black Friday often to shop for items around like the house that we need, or honestly, usually clothes. So I bought some stuff that we needed, and that was kind of it. We just hung out and I, did some crafting. I'm trying to work on finishing up some crochet projects as well as diamond painting. And really that's what we did. I took Bestie to the airport in the afternoon and then continued to diamond paint. I'm kind of trying to diamond paint like a fool, right? But it was a quiet Friday, and I'm really glad for that. We try not to go out and go to physical retail on Black Friday just because it's a lot. It's a lot. And not just for us, but also for people who are working. And so we try and alleviate that as much as possible. Yeah. But yeah, it was nice. It was relaxed. I prefer shopping in my jammies on my phone and then having stuff magically appear on my doorstep. And I'm sorry that my camera keeps shaking because I'm working on a new setup. I have kind of like my crafting table set up in the office now, but I think I'm going to have to either reinforce it or put my camera arm on a different spot because it does look like it's kind of wiggly. You'll have to let me know if it's really annoying. That way I can figure out a way to fix it or change it. If it's too distracting, let me know. But yeah, brings us to Saturday, right? Small Business Saturday. Um, didn't actually end up doing anything for Small Business Saturday in and of itself. I did end up actually buying stuff on Cyber Monday for my small businesses. But the day itself ended up being triple booked. I do not know how this happened because I tend to keep a very good calendar, but I ended up triple booked. So, and I think it's just because like everything kind of happened incidentally. Like I had rescheduled helping my friend clean up her like mail. Her mail had become like a pit of despair. Like just it kept like the pile kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So I said, okay, yeah, I have no problem. I'll come help you clean it up, and she also wanted help like figuring out like a bunch of her retirement stuff. So I was like, cool, yeah, I'll come over. Well, I had initially wanted to do that with her in November. I got super sick, or the beginning of November. I got super sick, and I was like, hey, I can't subject you to cooties. So we rescheduled. Turns out we rescheduled for the same Saturday that we were going to do birthday lunch for my father. So there's double booked, right? And then on top of that, I got notification on my Patreon that the patron that does their monthly Zoom call scheduled the day before their birthday phone call, their birthday Zoom, the same day as all of that. So, like, perfect storm, man. And so, like, hubby was like, okay, so if we're going to do all this, we have to start super early. And so he's go, 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 go. And so I'm go, 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 go. And also, like, we were down a car because one of our cars had an oil leak. And I was like, okay. Didn't think, like, oh, we only have one car, right? We only have one car. How are we going to do this? So, like, on top of trying to configure all of these being triple booked, it was also, oh, I'm triple booked and I need to go ask to borrow parents' car, which doesn't feel that great, right? when I'm also like, hey, I'm supposed to be here celebrating. So it all worked out. It really did. Going and helping my friend ended up not taking very long because, many hands makes light work, and it wasn't nearly as much stuff as I had originally thought it was. But still, I'm just like, how did this all happen? I used to be the calendar queen, and I'm not currently the calendar queen these days. It'll come up again in a few minutes. I am not the calendar queen anymore. So, yeah, I'm a chicken with my head cut off these days, y'all. I'm a crafty chicken with my head cut off. I can diamond paint and I can crochet, but yeah, it's kind of it's wild. And it's cold. I know by California standards it's freezing, and by most other areas it's warm, but I don't like to be cold. I really don't. And I feel cold. I don't I went to bed last night and I was shivering. I don't like it. I don't like it. But cold for us is like the dogs get jackets at 50 degrees. I am in a sweatshirt, sweats, and a hoodie when it gets down to like 60, 68, 69 degrees. It's blankies bundled up, anything below 70. So, yeah, I've never seen like snow that sticks to the ground, to give you context. I don't do cold. But that's actually probably going to change because we are going to take a trip pretty soon, and I'm probably going to see real snow. But yeah, this last week went by so quickly. I don't know where it went. I don't even know how we're partway through this week. By the time this gets posted, we're halfway through the week. And I guess I'm at a loss for words. This month's already flown by, and I actually made the executive decision that I'm just not going to do a new start for Drills and Chills. I wasn't going to talk about that until towards the end. I'm still probably not going to, but I just am not in a place time-wise where I can do a new start right now. I've got too many WIPs. But like, we haven't even gotten to like Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, right? We're in Tuesday, but like Saturday was just like, I felt like a wild child. And when I got back home, it was like, okay, I'm going to try and rest. Didn't rest. Crafted. Played Peglin. Really, really into that video game. Don't know if I mentioned it previously, but I did. But I'm really, really into that one right now. Like, it's basically Plinko or Peggle. I think Peggle is the online one. It's basically like pachinko video game. But if you make it into a, like, I don't know how to, it's a roguelike game if you're familiar with that. But basically, if you turn it into a little, like, battle game that you progress through, and you gotta, like, get the boss monsters and all of that, you use Plinko or Peggle in order to, attack and all that. It's really, really cool. It's a really great concept. But it's kind of addicting. So I had to be conscientious to, like, balance crafting and video games and all of that. Yeah, but we arrive now to Sunday, right? We're running through the weekend. Sunday is like going to be a nerd day in history in this house because one of my husband's Dungeons and Dragons groups, I've mentioned it before on several videos because I often record on the days that they're here. He's been running a D&D campaign with a very good group of our friends for more than a year. And they were here on Sunday, and they were in this really, really intense battle. And like it was so intense, you know how like when you're sitting somewhere and something's super duper like not good, that like all the oxygen is just like sitting there heavy in the room. It was like one of those situations. So one of their characters died, which I know sounds really, really silly if you're not like playing D&D, but the best way if you're not like playing a tabletop RPG, or if you're, you know, not familiar with like style of game, is like it's like having a TV character that you're really familiar with, or like a movie character that you really love, die unexpectedly. And the player who lost their character is totally fine with it, but it was kind of like a unexpected gut punch. Um, yeah, and it was the second character in one of my husband's campaigns that died this week. He's gone for like a year and a half in all of his campaigns and never ever lost a character. And he's lost two this week. So just bad random chance, but man, like losing the character that we lost on Sunday was kind of like, I mean, make fun of me if you need to, but like I actually unexpectedly like had a tear roll down my cheek. I was just like kind of, it was like I was shocked because like that's a little guy we've come to know and love, right? Again, like compare it if you're not familiar with TTRPGs, like Dungeons and Dragons, like compare it to like unexpectedly having a shocking death on a television show. Very kind of the same experience. And so he'll be missed. That character will be missed, but like the person's not leaving the game. They're gonna get a new character, and that new character is gonna join the story. But yeah, like what the heck, right? Not what we expected. Um, and like mind you, oh, sorry, I hit my camera. Like mind you, like I will sometimes diamond paint. Like I wasn't recording because I well, I was going to. I was going to diamond paint, but I heard what was going on. And so I curled up on the couch because it's right by the table that they play at. And I was crocheting. And let me tell you, I was crocheting so fast because I was so stressed out. um, I got so much done. So I guess there's like pros and cons, right? Like I am so close to joining all of the columns on this blanket that I've been working on. Um, and yeah, I'll talk more about that in a little bit too. But Sunday was surprisingly intense. Normally D&D is like all giggles and grins and funny, and yeah, like it's kind of like real life in that sometimes things hit you in unexpected ways. But I mean it's fine. Yeah, there's some grief there. You know, it's not the same kind of grief as losing like a person that we love day to day that we see, but it is kind of like this, oh, we're not going to see them anymore. Like we're not going to have this character around. So I'm excited to see what happens going forward. I don't know if we meet until after the winter holiday rush. Like I don't know if we meet until after Christmas, but I don't know. Keep you posted. Um, and then brings us to Monday, which brings us back to Cyber Monday. I had points left over / because of Black Friday. It's kind of the fun, interesting cycle of like having rewards points, right? So I had used a bunch of my points on DAC to to buy my Black Friday stuff, but I actually had a bunch of points left. So what I ended up doing is there was like a couple canvases that I wanted. Oh God, I have to figure out what's going on with this canvas. I don't know if it's lost its sticky or if it's me or what, but let me get back on track. Oh, so I had a couple canvases that I really did want for Cyber Monday, but because of the quantity that I bought on Black Friday, I'm trying to be a little more conscientious. And so I ended up buying, I saw the Moonbound Studios and I was like, oh my God. Like, I love her stuff. I don't buy all of her stuff because sometimes the renderings aren't like my cup of tea, but I love her art so much. And like I follow her on her socials, and she just seems like a really cool human being. So I want to support artists that seem like cool human beings, right? So I ended up getting the Hidden Tower from DAC on Cyber Monday, and then I ended up getting Plant Delivery, which is the new like Kiki's delivery service painting or canvas. And I assumed that canvas was going to be gone instantly on Cyber Monday. Just poof, gone, right? Because of like Under the Stairs and what's the other one? The one that everyone wants all the time. Is it Flower Delivery or whatever? There's a version 1 and a version 2, but everyone's always trying to get them, right? So I assumed that thing would be gone. And so I flew like the wind, right? Like it was at 9 a.m. that the release came out. I basically hit the pause button on work and I flew like the wind and bought my stuff, and I was done out through checkout, 2 different transactions because I did one with points and ones with dollars. Out the door done in like 3.5 minutes, right? So, and I had it up on multiple screens. I was doing good. But like it was there. I think Plant Delivery was still up like this morning when I checked. And I was kind of reading some of the posts and chatting with people in different groups, and it sounds like it's the size that has people kind of intimidated. I didn't even look. I didn't look. This thing is ginormous. I didn't look at any of the information about that canvas before I hit go. And I think it's like a 90 by 120. So it's not the biggest canvas that I own by any means. I have several that are larger. That Alistair canvas that I have my little heart and soul set on is like 160,000 drills. But I think this one is like 140. So it's definitely one of my bigger canvases that's gonna be in my stash, and I'm not sure what the plan is gonna be. If I'm just gonna keep a giant canvas going at all times, or what. We'll find out. But yeah, so Cyber Monday, I think I got those 2 canvases, and I did actually end up going and buying some release papers as well from Crafts with Crashly. I just kind of couldn't pass up that deal, and there was just some really cute stuff. So those should be coming in the mail soon as well. But that was kind of it. That's all the shopping I did. I say all as in like, oh, that's all the shopping I did. I have like 20 diamond painting canvases coming to my house. But first rule of diamond painting stashes, you don't talk about diamond painting stashes, right? So it's like Tyler Durden. So yeah, let me look at notes, and then oh yeah, the car thing, right? So I didn't have we were down to 1 car, right? So I reached out to my friend. You know how everyone has a friend who knows, like, is connected to everyone? I have a friend like that. I'm really lucky. And she referred me to a mechanic. And I called the mechanic yesterday. Like, the mechanic is phenomenal, way better than I thought in terms of like squeezing me in. I called them like at 11:30 yesterday, Monday. And I was like, "Hey, sir, please assist," right? I'm not car inept, but like this isn't my mechanic, right? I don't know their protocols. So I was like, "Hey, I have a car. I know it has an oil leak. I really would like to bring it in, have you guys look at it and tell me what's going on just because I can't crawl under there." And he goes, "Okay, can you bring it in today to have us look at it?" And I was like, "Yeah." Like, I was not expecting that, right? Like, my mechanic who I used for years is always so, like, busy and booked out. It's like, I can look at it in a week. So I bring it over to this mechanic who is like 10 minutes away from our house, and they look at it for like a really decent price. And I let them know who sent me over there. I let them know my friend. They go, "Oh yeah, we've known them for a decade. How's blah blah blah? How's the partner? How's everything?" I was just like, "Oh, okay. So this is one of those places where they've been around forever, and they just." And then it was so nice. It was really really nice. I was like, okay, I knew I was in good hands because like my friend would not have referred me if she didn't think this place was good, but I know this place is good now. Like these are good people, right? And then on top of diagnosing car while I was there and just like being like, "Yeah, bring it in today," they were like, "Oh, okay, so yeah, oil leak, come out to the shop and look at it," which, a lot of places don't do that. He goes, "I want to show you what's going on." He goes, "And also we think we fixed it, and these are the things we want to do." He's like, it doesn't really need very much. He goes, "But it needs an oil change." And I was like, yeah, it does. So we did that. And he's like, "It's also like cars, it just needs its standard stuff. It needs like these two things." I was like, "Okay, when can I schedule to bring it in?" And he goes, No, we can do it right now if you want to wait." I was like, "What?" I was like, yeah, like no problem. I was like, "You could do it today? Like you have parts?" He goes, "Oh yeah." I was like, "Holy crap." Like, yes, please. So, it was just, it just made life so much easier. And on top of that, they're cheaper. Not cheaper as in like bad, like just like less expensive. So, like, everything about it was good. I just, and I needed that, right? Like, I think everyone needs a break right now, but just to have something that was kind of hanging over our heads, just be like, oh, not only is it not the end of the world and you're not going to have a bajillion dollars uh, in mechanics fees, but the problem is a simple fix and we can do it today. Sorry, dog is having a good time. And we can fix it today. And oh, by the way, it's done. And it wasn't that expensive. I guess I should have gone and bought a lottery ticket, huh? So that was like the car stuff's dealt with. Like, we have another car again. We have our car back. What do you even say to that except for like, thank you, universe. I appreciate you. And then the other thing, and I know I mentioned this like so quickly and so briefly in my last WIP Chat, was I have a big freaking hole in my office roof right now, in my office ceiling. Been trying to get that dealt with this week. And it looks like it's taking baby steps forward. So we have a roof leak. We know now it's a roof leak for sure. It's part of the reason also like WIP Chats were not really Like, it wasn't just that I was sick. Yes, it was that I've been sick, but also like this office has been like filled with dehumidifiers and really loud fans and just all kinds of crazy stuff because there's a roof leak. So they had to come in. They came in and tore out a bunch of the ceiling. Originally, it was only supposed to be like maybe 2 feet. And once he got in there, it's like, I'm looking at it right now to try and get reference. I would say that's like 4 foot by 4 foot by 4 foot, 4 foot by 5 foot. It's huge, like way bigger than even the water guy thought it was. So it's currently covered because it's got a big tarp on it and some beautiful like peacock colored duct tape's holding it up. But now that we know that it is a roof leak, I now have to call my solar people, whom I love, or I had to call. I've gotten a hold of them as of today, and coordinate to have them take my panels off, or at least partial panels off, so that the HOA roof people can come and look at the roof to figure out what the plan is for the roof. It's been a lot. And like last week was a holiday week, right? So like it just wasn't happening. Which reminds me, I'm glad I mentioned something because I have to email and update all the people that are involved in this after I finish here and say, hey, like, this is where we're at. Like, coordinating this thing, it's like a coordination of 3 companies and us and schedules, and it's just, I do not envy people who have to do this every single day because it's too much. It's too many moving parts. So the good news about that though is like the ball is rolling now, and everyone's going to be here when they're supposed to, hopefully this week. Everything's on the book in the calendars. Like we all know where we're supposed to be. Like I finally got a hold of holy moly. I finally got a hold of everyone this week, right? So everyone is in the books. Like we're all supposed to be here at this date and this time, and I'm having the solar people and the roof people on property at the same time so that everyone has an opportunity to look at everything at the exact same time, right? Like, because anytime that roofs are involved, anytime that someone has done work on a roof, it's just, sometimes I don't know, how do I want to say this eloquently? People don't want to, I don't think the HOA is going to want to pay for it. Let me just be blunt. So it is what it is. I don't think it has anything to do with our solar company. I don't. I love them. They do such good work. Even the roofing people were like, yeah, it was done right. So I think the roof's just old and it needs work. So we'll find out more this week later and we will go from there. But as of right now, that's kind of all the stuff going on. Back to calendar craziness. I missed a doctor's appointment of all things today. Like, my brain knew that I missed a doctor's appointment, but I didn't put it down in my calendar correctly. And I was so anxious this morning. Like, anxiety level was like a 10, like anxiety attack anxiety. And I couldn't figure out why. And like, there was no reason for why. And in hindsight, I find this to be very fascinating because it all turned out fine. But I got a phone call that I missed around like 11:15 or 11:10, and it was from the doctor's office, and they were like, "Hey, you missed your appointment." And I was like, "Oh my God, you're kidding me." It's like, I have that in my calendar for tomorrow. But it all kind of clicked. Like, my brain was trying to tell me like, hey, alert, alert, like this is not right. But I just didn't know what wasn't right. So, and that's all fixed. Like all that kind of stuff is fixable. But just kind of weird, silly, right? And also kind of cool that brains and bodies can do that. I wish it could have done it without the anxiety part, but like I'm glad that it has the ability to say, hey, like we have a problem. I now know that if I ever have that weird gnawing feeling like that again, that I need to go backtrack my appointments probably. So using it as a learning experience. But that's like my second time that I've had a weird calendar mishap in like the last several months. And I don't do that. I'm usually the calendar queen. So I think I'm just going to have to use that as kind of my indicator that maybe I'm doing too much, or maybe I'm just not, like, maybe I'm taking on too much. I don't want to say variety, but like too much too quickly, or I'm just not taking my time with stuff. Something's going on because that's not Tyler standard, right? Like I don't know. It's just something to non-judgmentally observe. And I've talked about giving myself grace in the past and want to definitely give myself a pat on the back here and say, hey, like, I didn't freak out when I found out that I mean, I did. I had a moment of sheer panic when I found out that I missed that appointment, but I'm not sitting here kicking myself in hindsight. You know, it is what it is. It happens. It's only the first time. It's going to be the only time, as far as I know, for this. So it's just giving yourself grace is so important, right? We're going into holiday season. We are in holiday season. I was like, there's no more going into holiday season. We are like flying through holiday season already. So it's just like thinking about what truly matters. It does not matter in the grand scheme of things. In a year and a half, if you ask me if I missed this appointment, I probably won't be able to tell you. But I will tell you, like, how I felt overall during, the holiday. And if I was kind to myself, I'll probably be able to remember how I felt. And so that's the kind of thing I'm trying to frame for this kind of month, which leads me back to like jingle drills and stuff. I know in my November kind of wrap up video last month, which feels like yesterday, I had said like, hey, I have all these WIPs and I really want to get them done and I'm going to work like really, really hard, but I'm also going to give myself grace. Well, I got super sick again, right? Actually, I got sick twice. In November, I got sick twice, back to back. And I'll say it here. I don't even know if I probably will post like an official progress video for November, just November. I'm messing myself up. So I think I had like a video in November for my WIPs in October, like an October update. That means I would need to have a video this month for my progress in November. You probably are following way better than I'm saying. But I didn't have any finishes in November. I really don't know how much I got done. Because I was so sick, because of life, because all kinds of stuff, right? So I'm okay with that. It's really not my ideal, but what it means is that I have decided that I'm not doing a new start for jingle drills and I'm not going to try and go for grand prize. I was kind of like a little stressed out about it at first, but I don't think that I will be happy with myself if I try and push to do a new start while I have so many WIPs that are not finished. And also, I don't think I'll enjoy the canvases that I am working on. So I looked at the Jingle Drills rules. I went back to the announcement, looked at the rules, and what it says is you don't even have to have a new start to work on the weekly stuff. And I was like, okay, well, there's my answer. I'll just keep working on Home for Christmas. Oh my gosh. I'll keep working on this canvas, which is Home for Christmas, which is a Christmas themed canvas. I'll just keep working on that for Jingle Drills. Like, it's not a big deal. I'll still be participating. I'll still feel like I'm kind of working through my canvas. I'll be working on a WIP, which I desperately want to do, right? And it's all good. Like, these are supposed to be fun, low-stress events. I am not going to stress myself out because I have told myself I need to do something. I don't need to do this. I don't need to participate in an event. I want to participate in a diamond painting event because I enjoy the community of it. I can enjoy the community of it without prizes. I do that all the time. I, hang out in groups and talk to people, and, I'm posting here and all the time. That won't change if I do a new start versus not a new start. And so I'm actually kind of proud of that. Like, I don't know if a year ago, if I could have, been okay with that. And I think that it'll take me a little bit of time. I think I'll be a little uncomfortable with it when I go to submit my entry form, because I still haven't entered my entry form for Jingle Drills. But I did take the picture of it before I started today's WIP Chat. And that's kind of my homework I've given myself for after I film and go to edit tonight. It's just to enter my entry form. Because it's something. I really enjoy Jingle Drills. Jingle Drills was my first event that I did for diamond painting. And so I want to participate, but I want to do it in a way that is kind to myself. And that's very, very doable. It's just a matter of reminding myself why I participate. And that's really, it's a quick and easy question to answer. Like, why? Because I want to have fun. And how do I have fun? Well, I don't force it. So, yeah. But I'll just check my notes and see if there's anything else. Upcoming videos. We talked about monthly progress. I think there will be an official monthly progress video, but I don't really know what's going to be on it, frankly, because it's going to be, I guess I'll show all the WIPs. There won't be any completions, but I definitely got progress done on the WIPs. I did see, I think Emeralds and Fairy Lights did a, this or that video similar to drills and shows, so I will be doing that. I love those types of videos. And I think it's really fun to kind of do creator tag. So I will be doing that probably this week. And then obviously unboxings, and especially when Black Friday stuff comes in, I will be posting that stuff just because it's fun, right? It's kind of like going vicariously shopping and unboxing with your friends. And then this one is not technically a diamond painting. It's not diamond painting related, but it is crafting adjacent. The other project that I'm currently working on and have been working on for many, 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 many years. It off and on. I put it on the back burner for a while, but I re-picked it up once I started cleaning and all that. The crochet project that I've been working on is a portal companion cube granny square blanket. And so when I finish that, I will probably post just like a video of it, like a quick little celebratory video, because that thing is enormous. It's like 23 by 23 granny squares. Those granny squares are 3 by 3, like they're 3 round granny squares. So they're huge, and I'm trying to think, like, what is 23 squared? I'll put the number. But it's been a lot of work over the years, and I've been slowly crocheting the whole thing together, and I'm almost done doing all of the columns. Well, that's an interesting thing that just happened. You can tell I definitely need a new pen, just as a side note. So where was I? Oh, so I'm done almost crocheting all of the columns together, but I haven't finished crocheting all of the rows. So once all of the columns are together, I think the rows will go pretty fast. And then I have to tie in all the tails, and then it'll be done. And I'll have my big portal companion cube blankie. And for context, like to give you like how long I've worked on this thing off and on, I was in college when I started this thing. I was like at JC. So, well, let's just say it's been well over a decade. So I will be very, very happy when this thing is done. But yeah, I don't know. I know it's not diamond painting, and I know this is a diamond painting channel, but I do think it's also good to celebrate the other crafts that we do, right? Like, we're not one-trick ponies. We are dynamic, beautiful humans that are incredibly talented, and we deserve to celebrate those things, right? Like, why not? So, I guess I'll kind of leave it there. Like, things are complicated, right? The world is complicated, and life is kind of messy. But at the end of the day, like, celebrate the little victories. Remember that you have all these incredible talents, and you're worthy, and you're loved, and you're cared for, and you're seen. I know that the holidays are very, very hard for a lot of people, and just know that one day at a time, right? So I hope if you are watching this, even if this is the only video you see from me ever, or if this is the only one you see this holiday season, I hope you have a safe and gentle holiday season. And just keep doing what you're doing, right? So if there's anything that you would like to see for unboxings, if there's anything in this video that tickled your fancy, please let me know down in the comments below. If you made it all the way this far, thank you. Please, I'm trying to think, like, what can we do for emojis today? How about, like, this is a dragon, so how about, like, a dragon or something Christmas related, if you want, just so I know you made it. And just know, like, you're seen, you're worthy. It's, you know, we got you. Sparkle with Tyler's got you over here. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're taking care of yourself. I hope all your diamond painting projects are going well. I hope all your crochet projects are going well as well, if you're working on anything like that. Take care of yourself, and if there's any cold weather out there, just, like, stay warm, y'all. Keep your hearts warm. Oh my gosh. Keep your hearts warm, keep your bodies warm, keep your souls warm and happy, and just know that, yeah, it is what it is. I will talk to you soon. I will have another video out soon, and hopefully I will have this done soon. In the meantime, take care of yourselves, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.